Nobody told me a 5-step morning routine could cost more than my first car payment. Not until I actually added it up at 51. I found that girl the same way I find everything now, an algorithm deciding I needed to see it. The premise: wake up before 6, lemon water, a specific brand of matcha, a walk, a journal, a skincare routine with visible product placement, all filmed in soft morning light, captioned with some version of, "This is who I am when nobody's watching." Except, someone is always watching. That's the entire point. The routine only counts if it's filmed. I didn't try to become that girl, but I did something almost as revealing. I found myself watching dozens of these videos back to back, late at night, feeling something I couldn't immediately name. It wasn't envy exactly. It was closer to grief for a version of taking care of myself I'd never once been given permission to want, let alone film. Curiosity got the better of me eventually, and I did the thing that girl content never does on camera. I priced it out. Not the aspirational version, the actual receipts, real product names, real quantities. The number that came back was uncomfortable. Not because it was outrageous, but because it was so far past what I'd ever have let myself spend on my own mornings, at any age, for any reason. Here's what I think is actually being sold in that girl content. And it isn't the matcha. It's the idea that self-care requires proof, requires aesthetics, requires an audience to be legitimate. A woman drinking coffee in silence, alone, unfilmed, unbranded, isn't that girl. She's just having coffee. The trend quietly implies that taking care of yourself only counts, only becomes an identity worth having, once it's visible and expensive enough to be worth performing. That's the part that caught me off guard about my own reaction. My resistance to spending on myself was never really about the money. We've established that already. Across other videos, other sentences from other decades. But watching this trend, I realized the inverse belief was hiding right next to it. If I ever did let myself spend on self-care, it would need to look like something, be filmed, be justified by aesthetics, rather than simply be allowed to exist quietly for no audience, for no reason except that I wanted it. 2 different generations, 2 completely different relationships with money, arriving at the exact same conclusion through opposite roads. Self-care isn't allowed to just be self-care. It has to earn its existence, either through discipline, the no-buy version, or through performance, the that girl version. What's never on the table, in either direction, is the boring, unphotographed option. Spending a small, ordinary amount on yourself because you wanted to, and telling no one. The trend isn't lying about something real. Ritual matters. Mornings matter. Caring for yourself matters. What's dishonest is the implication that the caring only becomes real once it's expensive and watched. That's not self-care. That's a performance of self-worth for people who were never taught they were allowed to have the real thing quietly. I'm not telling you to throw out your morning routine or that wanting nice things for yourself is somehow suspect. What I'd actually ask before buying anything that girl adjacent is a smaller, less aesthetic question. Would I still want this if nobody ever saw it? If the answer is yes, that's just self-care. Buy the thing if you can afford it. If the answer is genuinely no, it might be worth being honest that the purchase isn't for your morning. It's for an audience you may not even have yet. Have you ever bought something for yourself that was really for how it would look to someone else? Be honest. I'm not exempt from this one either.